What is going on, my super sandwiches? Rhymestyle here, and today I bring you a Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle discussion. Look at that, the variety of Dokkan content this past week, from summons to races to discussions. Now, this is one that a lot of YouTubers have done, and also not just YouTubers, but people discussed over the course of the last couple weeks, especially with how heavily LRs have been being released. Top 7 LRs that I want to see, and to help me discuss this, I brought my boy Nano over here. Now, before I start, I want to ask you guys a question. What is a dream LR that you want to see? And basically, this is your chance to kind of make up whatever LR you want in the comment section below. Pick the character, pick the abilities. Don't make him overpowered. Meaning, don't say, I want Gogeta Super Saiyan 10 that kills the one shot. That's too easy. You gotta be creative with the abilities, similar to like how we talked about last time when we did the top 5 card ideas that we discussed. But Nano, are you ready to discuss this?
Yeah, man. I'm ready to hop in. Let's do it.
All right.
Let's talk about Mr. Popo.
Let's talk about Mr. Popo. So I don't have like a particular order, but I kind of ranked them in order, kind of. The top one is going to be Future Trunks. And also something else that I want to add in there as well is I split them between free-to-play and gachas. Now, free-to-play are basically like LR Goku, LR Frieza, LR Hercule, where they're kind of challenging to get, but they're very rewarding once you get them. And I figure Future Trunks should definitely be a free-to-play attainable gacha, well, not gacha, but a free-to-play attainable card. And for this one, I want to go back into when Trunks first showed up in Dragon Ball Z, where he basically sliced up Frieza. And again, I just see him using Burning Slash as his ability. What do you think about Future Trunks as a LR card?
I think that would be legit. Like when we were kind of talking about it before we hopped in, we like almost said the Burning Slash thing at the same time. So I think they could do some really cool stuff with the card art, and then obviously with his super attack too.
I have no idea what his passive should be. Like I have a bunch of passive ideas for my list on here, but like Future Trunks as well as a couple other ones for my list, I just couldn't really think of anything. So for this one, I want the help from the viewers. So in the comment section below, if Future Trunks was to be a LR card, what would you do to it to make it unique? Now, my first thought is make him a nuker, but like nuking is kind of dead, so I don't want to cop out and go to that. On top of it, the intelligence Trunks basically does the same thing that does Hope Slash one. So for that one, I have no idea. I honestly just see the art, really. That's kind of like what gets me there. So if you have any ideas what Future Trunks should do, let us know in the comment section below. But I will say this. Burning Slash is a must as this maximum 18 key attack or higher. Like, I want to see that. Slice him up, similar to what we do with Frieza, where he jumps in, cuts, and then blasts. That needs to be super attack. Now, Nano, this next one. You will never guess my next one. I don't think I even told you the list before I started recording.
You actually didn't. Like, Trunks is really the only one we talked about.
So number 6 is more of a free one again, and I wanted to channel the inner Hercule Satan, Monaka. Now, Monaka, obviously, free card. Once again, it should not be one of those things that you have to pull through gachas. But for Monaka, the reason why I wanted him in the first place is because, going back to what I said in the top card ideas a while ago that you and I recorded, I want him to have, for his 18 key attack, freaking Beerus jumps in with the Monaka costume and throws a Sphere of Destruction. I think that would just be funny. What do you think about that?
That would be legit. I kind of almost thought you're gonna have Monaka have like a chance to KO or something.
Well, no. So what I see with Monaka, he probably has like some real like average stats. And again, he's a free card. He's not gonna be hitting for a bajillion. But like if you do happen to get max key, I feel like with this card you'll have like all the best key links and stuff like that. So if you do happen to pull off his 18 to 24 key attack, Beerus pops in, and I just see the animation will be funny. Like he freezes up and then Beerus pops in with the outfit, throws a Sphere of Destruction, and then continues on with the attack. That would be goofy, just solely for that. That's why I want to see Monaka. So, but of course, he's a free one. We also got to get you the gachas as well, or get the summonable units. Actually, this next one isn't necessarily a summonable one, but it could be an option. Golden Frieza. I like Strength Frieza. He's a really good unit, but I also want to see Golden Frieza come back, especially after we saw the most recent episode when he was, I don't want to spoil too much to say that, but you saw the episode, right?
Yeah.
So I want to see something in the lines of that. And again, I don't really have much of an idea of what his passive should be, because again, most of my passive ideas are at the top of my list. For the other ones, I kind of focus more on the card art and just having them as like the free-to-play LR cards, like LR Goku, Frieza, Piccolo, stuff like that. But Emperor Death Beam is definitely what I want to see for his ultimate attack, his 24 or 18 to 24 key attack, where basically he fires all those death beams in a torturous style, where he just kind of destroys you, and then he throws the death ball at you just to be extra disrespectful. That would look super goofy. I don't really know what he could do other than the fact that he could tank, because I mean every single Golden Frieza in the game, well, not every single, but most of them, like Agility and Tech Golden Frieza, all were just tanky, and basically were just there to take the damage. So I feel like for making him a little more unique, they could kind of lower the requirement how much HP you need, maybe like 30% or more. that would be a very usable card. Like, I mean, you'd want to always run that. Because I like Golden Frieza, but the second your HP is below 50%, he becomes kind of useless. He's a liability. So with this, they can kind of make that whole tanking ability a lot better. As far as how much damage you hit for, probably not that much. 750,000-ish. I mean, that's still a lot, but like, it's not like, you know, Gohan status, but mostly for the tanking, that's what I want to see. All right, this next one, and again, for this next one, this is still a free-to-play one. Ultimate Gohan. Now, for this one, again, I couldn't think of any ideas or what we could do with them. Just because Ultimate Gohan, I would just think on a card art. Remember the first time when Ultimate Gohan showed up, you know, right as Super Buu was about to destroy Goten and Trunks, and he just kind of would stand there with his back facing towards the camera. That should be the card art with the you know, aura from the potential unlock that he got from the other Kai. But as far as what he would do you have any idea what he could do?
Yeah, I made a joke. I forgot this is the other one you actually mentioned. I made a joke that it'd be cool if somehow they get incorporated his sword, which makes no real sense. But I could see something cool with that. Them doing something cool with that. But no, I mean, something that is not Kamehameha for the, you know, millionth time in this game for sure. And Masenko looks so much like it too. So I don't know. I definitely think more of a physical attack. I mean, the general gift that you see a lot is him fighting Buu, and yes, I don't know, something similar to that would be maybe his ultimate attack. I do want to go ahead and ask you something here as we're getting into some of these that are summonable. Which you said this one was free to play or summonable? Ultimate
These are all free to play. My summonable ones are my top 3. Basically, my top 3 are the ones that I spent more time thinking about because I have some really cool ideas with them. Whereas the bottom of my list is more focused on the card art itself. Because, like, let's be real, LR cards, a lot of them have just amazing art, and that's what makes them you want them more sometimes. But the top 3 are a lot more focused on the abilities, and I have some really cool stuff that I'll talk about when we get there.
So before we hop in, then when you get to summonables, are they going to have any featured banners, or are you going to specify whether it's a featured or a...
See, okay, so I think yes. Honestly, what they should do with every single LR that comes out as far as summonable, it should be summonable at least once as a featured unit, kind of like I did with Broly. Because, like, the thing is I understand gacha games, you're supposed to pull for them, and some units are supposed to be a lot more harder to pull than others, but it's BS. Like, Majin Vegeta, LR Gohan, BS. I mean, look how much you and I went in just trying to get LR Broly, and that was difficult as is. So, like, and imagine also, yeah, and also imagine, like, you're summoning for these cards, and then you pull an LR, but it's not the one you're going for. Like, these are way too hard to obtain. So just for a balancing thing, they should honestly do is at least once as a feature banner, and from then on, just have it kind of tacked on to, like, the Double Raids banner and stuff like that. But I don't know. I mean, they gotta be rare, but the thing is for the top 3, there's a reason why I have them as gacha units. Is there anything else you want to add for Ultimate Gohan before we go to the best part of the video?
I don't think so. I'm ready to hear these top 3, or these 3 summonable ones.
Again, I didn't tell you anything about these yet. So
no,
the first
you
one,
really didn't.
Hear me out. The first one, Super Vegito. Now, this is what I thought about for Super Vegito. So he's your typical LR. You know, I don't have a really type advantage yet. You know, he's going to obviously add key to all types, similar to what we saw with the units that have been summonable so far. But here's the kicker. He has a chance to transform into Super Saiyan Blue Vegito. And while he's in that transformation for 2 to 3 turns, he's invincible and he hits really, really hard. Now, to balance it out, after the fusion ends, you know, after 2 to 3 turns or 4 turns, however long it lasts, you defuse into Goku and Vegeta, and for just that 1 turn, you are really weak. So basically, you got to make sure that if you when you defuse, that you don't actually get hit, because if you get hit, it's gonna crush you. Maybe like 0 defense or something like that. Make it like something that's really crippling. That way, you have to kind of guard. But like in exchange, like I said, when you have that chance to transform similar to a grade 8, you transform, you're invincible, and you hit really, really hard. What do you think about that?
That would be pretty cool. That would be really. I could see that getting out of hand though, because if you are invincible and hitting incredibly hard for a bit, then you might be able to finish the event before you get out of that state.
Well, that's the thing. When you end a phase, it defuses anyways. So it's like either you're going to defuse or it's going to end a phase.
I guess. Okay.
Yeah. And then, by the way, if you do end up if they survive your attack, by the way, for example. Or let's say this, if you beat the phase, you're not going to be, you know, defused, essentially. You'll go back to being Super Vegito. But, like, if you end up defusing while still in the phase, then basically they end up crippling your defense because you're just Goku and Vegeta. And then defuse again the next turn and become Super Vegito again. I just think it's a kind of cool way to add up some more uniqueness to it. Because, like, I love LRs in this game. But some of them are like, bruh, yeah, you guys could at least thought of something more creative than that. Especially with how much, you know, money people put into these cards trying to get these units. But yeah, you want to add anything else to that?
No, no. I'm ready to hear these other two for sure. But that is definitely a very, very awesome idea.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of wish that they would done that with LR Goku Black, have like a chance to fuse it to merge Zamasu,
yeah,
and then afterwards, you know, they defuse and just become them again. I don't know how it exactly will work, but again, that's not our job to figure out. Our job is just, you know, get the units to play. Number 2, Beerus. Now for Beerus, I'm kind of going to tap into the whole Devilman idea and give him a chance to HAKAI. Now it's not going to be like a 1% chance like with Devilman, but if he triggers the HAKAI, it basically does max damage and will basically destroy that phase. But again, the keyword is it has to trigger. I'm thinking maybe like 10% chance, or is that too much? Like, it has to be really hard to get.
I feel like 10% is maybe a little bit too much. Maybe like 5%?
Maybe 5%, I guess. I don't know. I mean, like, the card itself would be great. Again, it's a summonable one. It could do a lot of damage. It could probably work well with depending on which team you run on. But again, it has that small chance of triggering a HAKAI, and then it shows the animation. You know, Beerus pops up and destroys whatever you're fighting. Now again, that only defeats the phase. So if you're like, if it triggers on like part 1 or like the Super Saiyan 4 Goku fight against Agility Goku, well then you're not gonna win the event. It just takes you to the next part where he becomes a Great Ape. So keep that in mind. Like, it's not going to destroy events. Like, if it triggers, it's more of a gimmick. That's just really, really cool. But I just want to see that. On top of that, can you imagine the art on a freaking LR Beerus? It would look so clean. Whew, I need that.
No, it would look awesome.
Would you add anything to that else outside of that?
No, I definitely like that idea. I mean, we didn't really talk about like full-on stats outside of just his possible ability to do HAKAI, but I mean, I definitely would want him to at least hit hard outside of that, because both of the Beeruses that we currently have don't really hit hard even in there. I tried out the strength one on a Goku team, and still he just didn't really hold up. So I would like to see some decent stats on a Beerus for sure.
I mean, what they could do is they could also combine both tech and strength Beerus into it. Like I said, I'm usually not a big fan of the recycling, but if they add something else new to it, then it will make the card refreshing. So what they could also do is they could add the Fury mode as well, that activates like when you're under 30% HP, or some little bonus thing there that makes the Beerus more unique. But again, mostly going for the HAKAI, because that would just be really cool to see. Imagine doing a race, me and you, right? And it comes down to the T, we're on the last part of the stage and one of us has a HAKAI trigger. How awesome would that be? Yeah,
that'd be crazy.
Yeah, so let us know what you guys think about that. Now the final one. For the final one, I just bumped into my table. For the final one, I gotta go with Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I mean, at this point, we know Gogeta is going to come out at some point, whether he's going to be a SSR, like a regular one, or an LR. I feel like it's going to be more of an LR because he's kind of a special character. But for him, what I want to see them also is kind of the opposite effect of a Great Ape transformation. The entire time he has a chance, he's basically like super beefed up, super powerful. However, he has a good chance of defusing. And when he defuses, he'll be just partially weak for a turn or two, and then they fuse again later. Maybe 2 turns just to kind of balance it out. But when he's not defused and he's in the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta form, he hits really hard. I would love to see that. What do you think about that?
That would be pretty cool. However, I'm gonna go against what you said because of the nature of what it is. And if he's an LR, I may never have that unit. And I gotta have my Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, my man. So but no, it is definitely a cool idea for the unit. But I would almost rather it come out and be an SSR, and then maybe later on release an LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta.
Way to keep the meme alive, bro.
Yep.
With that said, if you guys have any ideas for LRs you want to see in this game, let us know in the comment section below. Again, be creative with it. Try not to make them completely broken. You know, I mean, last time we did a card idea video, a lot of people were like, yeah, you know, make a hit for a bajillion. It's like, well, we can't do that. We can't have a card that gives you plus 12 key just because, well, it will make the game kind of unplayable. So be creative, have fun with it. You know, give us, you know, the goofy characters like the LR Yamchas of the world, or you can think of the stronger characters like the LR Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta or something, whatever. Let us know in the comment section below. We'll take it from there. If you want to see more discussions like this, then make sure you leave a like in the comment and let us know, and we'll make more in the near future. But for now, let's talk about the top 7 ideas, or I guess top ideas for LR units in Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. Hope you guys enjoyed us today. This has been Nano and Rhymestyle. We'll see you guys next time.